How's it going, everyone? I am back today with a pre-release promo guide for Unified Minds. We're going to be going over the best promos that you could be getting for your tournament for the pre-release of Unified Minds coming up in the next couple weeks. So for this, I'm using a reference of the Unified Minds set list on PokeBeach.com. As you can see, they have all the card scans up, everything that you would need to know what each card does so that you know what deck to build and what to look out for. So again, the site is PokeBeach. I am not sponsored, unfortunately, but you know, things happen. Alright, so coming in at the number 4 spot, we have Terrakion, fighting Pokemon with 140 HP, and his energy cost is high. So for Cave King, fighting colorless, 50 plus, and if your Pokemon all have damage on them on your bench, it does 150. And then his next attack for 2 fighting and 2 colorless is a 110 hit, 4 retreat cost, weakness to grass. He's not good. If you got this in your promo, I would be hoping you would get some good GXs to battle against them. So he earns the number 4 spot for high energy cost, high retreat cost, and not doing enough damage quick enough. Taking the number 3 spot is Tapu Fini. He's actually pretty decent, but there is one thing that keeps him from being better than the other 2 cards on this list. He has a 120 HP water colorless attack for Nature Wave. By the way, I'm only mentioning the second attack because the first attack is just a water for 20. Doesn't really matter, not going to do much at all. But this next one is really cool in a way that can really change a game if you're going up against the right deck. It's Nature Wave for 100, and if your opponent has an Ultra Beast in play, you can use it for only 1 colorless energy and it does 100. Now there is a problem using this as a pre-release promo. There's only 3 Ultra Beasts in this set: Poipole, Naganadel GX, and Xurkitree. So the chances are slim that somebody's going to be running that type of deck. So when you look at it in a broader spectrum, he's good, but he still needs a lot of energy. Just like I was saying about Terrakion. He needs a lot of energy because the chances of going up against an Ultra Beast are slim. And considering Xurkitree can actually knock out Tapu Fini, use the reference guide on PokeBeach. I'll leave a link in the description below. You'll be able to see that going up against these guys, the only way that you're going to be able to really get a knockout with Wave Splash on an Ultra Beast is if you're going up against the Poipole. So I wouldn't be running this one. Again, with this, I would hope that you would get some good GXs to use with it or to use instead of it. But yeah, so Tapu Fini also has a 1 retreat cost, which is pretty decent, but also a weakness to grass, which I hear a lot of people are going to be going for the number 1 spot. That's a little hint. So again, Fini in the 3rd spot for chances being slim that the second attack is actually viable. Coming in at number 2, we have Necrozma. For 130 HP, he is a psychic Pokemon, and he has 2 attacks, both of which are pretty good. So for 2 colorless energies, barrier attack does 30, and it also saves you 30 on the next hit that you take. Now, my reminder in here, there is no DCE for pre-releases. I can't remember the last time that there would have been. I think it would have been Evolutions, if I'm correct. I can't remember exactly. But there is no DCE here. So that's not good. So Special Laser, the only way that you can really hit that, there's 2 special energies in this set. Recycle Energy and Weakness Guard Energy. Recycle Energy just provides a colorless energy, and if you put this card into your discard pile, if it's removed from play into the discard pile, you just return it to your hand. And Weakness Guard Energy, it's basically no weakness on the Pokemon that you attach it to. So there's nothing really special about Weakness Guard Energy, but there is something special about Recycle Energy. So I could see Recycle Energy being played, which actually would help with the second attack for 2 psychic and a colorless is Special Laser 100, and if they have a special energy attached to them, the Pokemon you're attacking, it does 160. So it can be used, but the whole problem here is that you have to be playing against somebody that is going to be using a Recycle Energy in a pre-release, which I doubt very highly. So I'm not 100% sure if that's going to be viable at all, even after. I mean, I know we have triple acceleration coming, but to be perfectly honest with you, it's gonna be a hard time to use this effectively. 2 retreat cost, as well as a psychic weakness. So I would say he's second just for that barrier attack to save you some damage and to do some damage as well. Even Special Laser can be pretty decent if used correctly. And coming in at the number 1 spot, we have Amoonguss. I never thought I'd say those words. So for Amoonguss, he is a Stage 1 Pokemon with 100 HP Grass Pokemon. His ability is called Spread Spore, and it basically states that if you play a Spore Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep and poisoned. Actually, I think that's exactly what it says. And then for his attack, it's actually one of the better attacks for the pre-release that I've seen. So 2 colorless energies, Venom Shock, 20 plus 70 if your opponent is poisoned. Now, here's the thing. With this whole set, it's going to be kind of hard to poison somebody if you're not using Koga's Trap, which you can't be using unless it comes in our kits, which we have no clue what's in our kits yet. So if that's the case, Amoonguss is going to be amazing. But we also got to think, if we don't get Koga's Trap, how can we get them poisoned? We have Foongus. Foongus is its pre-evolved form, so you're going to be playing it anyway. So if there's a case, if you can make a case for yourself to get 4 Amoonguss or even 3 Amoonguss, and that way you can have 3 Foongus. The 3 Foongus, laying them down, they have Spore. They're the only Pokemon in the set that has Spore. So you play Spore down, get them asleep and poisoned, and then you can just hit Venom Shock for the 90. And that would be knocking out Terrakion, Tapu Fini, stuff like that. So really, when you look at Amoonguss compared to everybody else, he's the only one that could possibly have a attack where you're also having added effects like asleep and poison. Terrakion can't do that. Tapu Fini is very, very contrived, and Necrozma is contrived as well. I mean, he's going to be doing 100 anyway with Special Laser, but I would really prefer to use Amoonguss in this for Venom Shock. Also, he has a Fire weakness and a 2 retreat cost, so compared to everybody else, I think Amoonguss is going to be the better one, all depending on what we get in our pre-release kits as well. If you come out with some Koga's Trap and you have an Amoonguss, you're golden. You are almost guaranteed to win that pre-release in my mind, unless you're coming up against some really strong fire types. So that is my list. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, please leave a like rating down below. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification to be notified every time I upload. And leave a comment. Where are you going for your pre-release? And how many pre-releases are you going to? I would hope to go to 3. And I'm going to be recording every one as long as they allow it. And also, I'm going to be doing a League Cup this weekend, so that ought to be pretty fun to record, and I should have that up for you guys within the next day or so after it gets uploaded. So this has been my list. Again, let's go back over them. Terrakion for number 4, Fini for number 3, Necrozma for number 2, and number 1 is Amoonguss. I really hope you guys have a good time at your pre-releases. Good luck. Hopefully you get some godlike pulls. I'm thinking the same thing for me, and I'll see you next time.